Hello again. Chris Lee and Chase Robinson here to preview Alabama's road trip to Oklahoma. We're doing this on Tuesday morning. You can catch this at 6:30 Central on the SEC Network or ESPN Plus. BetOnline has Alabama by 14 with an over-under of 47, making for an implied final score of Alabama 41, Oklahoma 17. My composite model has Alabama by 13. Chase, the Crimson Tide, playing as well as anybody in the country, are going to get in the playoff if Alabama wins out. Oklahoma, meanwhile, has got a fierce defense and offense that occasionally has shown signs of life, and Oklahoma also something to play for, with the possibility of a bowl game on the line.
Yeah, Alabama's just been we talk about it with other teams. Their back's kind of against the wall. They've got to win out to get in the playoff. Like they see the importance of winning, and so you play a little different when you know you're in a situation where you have to win. And I think that's how Alabama's playing. They traditionally are good in November. They're continuing that trend so far in the month of November. But Alabama's just playing so good right now. And they've been really, really fun to watch as more guys get involved in this team.
All right, let's give you the matchup by the numbers, starting with Alabama when it has the ball. The Tide averaged 39.5 points on 65 snaps a game. Turnover rate, 1.7%. Yards per rushing play, 5.7. Per passing play, 8.1. A sack rate of 5.9% for Oklahoma's defense, which I think is maybe even better than these numbers because the offense just is not giving it a lot of help. 21.9 points a game on 66 snaps, 2.9% turnover rate. Rushing yards per rushing play against Oklahoma, 3.7, 6 flat on passes, and a 10% sack rate. The key here, obviously, for Alabama, Jalen Milroe may be establishing some semblance of a run game. Meanwhile, I think Oklahoma has thrived when it forces turnovers, which occasionally has been an issue for Milroe.
It has, yeah. There's been some games where he's just been out of sync. He's turned the ball over, and teams have been able to capitalize on that. But Milroe, when he is on, is really dangerous. We saw that when Alabama played LSU. I thought he had one of his best games against the Tigers. I thought he did good in the time he was in against Mercer on Saturday in that 52-7 win. But Alabama's offense really impressive in what they're doing. I mean, obviously Milroe can get it done throwing the football. He can get it done running the football. But he's got guys to throw it to, obviously, in Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Kobe Prentice, CJ Dupree. Like he's got guys around him, and he's got guys who can run the ball with Justice Haynes and Jam Miller. And so the offense, I feel like, for Alabama is at a really good spot right now with Milroe playing the way he is. You know, they were able to play 4 quarterbacks against Mercer, and so Milroe was able to rest. They were able to get some other guys in. I just feel like Alabama is playing really good offensively right now behind Jalen Milroe, who, again, really started to come on in that LSU game last year and had a tremendous LSU game this year a couple of weeks ago.
The two things I'm watching here, one, Milroe and Billy Bowman. Bowman, of course, Oklahoma's fine safety who can make you pay with a poorly thrown ball. And I think the other thing is the rushing offense for Alabama. Jamarian Miller, Justice Haynes, two very good running backs, but neither have gotten that involved, both under 100 carries for the season. I'm wondering what the rushing attack from that position looks like for Alabama this week.
It's a great question. Like, I feel like the games Alabama has controlled, they've been able to run the ball well. And that, I feel like, is going to be important in this game, and how Oklahoma's defense responds to that, how they stop that will be important. But I think Alabama's going to need to be pretty balanced offensively in this game.
Let's flip sides of the matchup. Before we do, reminder, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen, with the world's largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. The numbers for Oklahoma's offense versus Alabama's defense. The Sooners averaging 25.1 points per game, 69 snaps on offense per game, a 2.3% turnover rate. Oklahoma runs it 51% of the time, 4.8 yards per rushing play, just 4.7 yards per passing play, and a 12.2% sack rate allowed. Those are awful numbers. Alabama's defense lately has been really good and even better than these numbers that I'm about to read to you reflect. 16.9 points a game, 69 snaps, 3.5% turnover rate. Teams run it 50% of the time against the Crimson Tide, 4.3 per run, 5.1 per pass, a 6% sack rate, 4.7 yards per play against Alabama's defense on the whole. The Sooners have got to find health to the receiving position and some consistent play at quarterback. Both have been non-existent for Oklahoma for any period of time this year. Meanwhile, Alabama's defense has really played well the last 3 weeks, Chase.
They have, and I think that's important going in again to a matchup like this. And you look at Oklahoma offensively, and I mean we've talked about it. The injuries have been an issue. Offensive line has been an issue. Getting consistent play at quarterback has been an issue. I feel like Oklahoma can figure some things out. Down the stretch here in the last couple of games, and we'll see what they can do. But this is tough for Oklahoma offensively to go against a defense like this in Alabama. There has been some injuries to Alabama defensively. You think of a guy like Q Robinson on the pass rush. That hurts for Alabama. Sabb is out, who was a big part of the first part of the season. But I feel like Alabama has done the job defensively to stop what they're going to see against Oklahoma. But I mean, the Sooners, if they can get something going, they have the players to do good things offensively. It's just finding some consistency, and that's what they haven't been able to do.
Let's get to picks and why. We'll start with you.
I think Alabama goes on the road. I think they get the win at Oklahoma. Again, Alabama's playing so good right now. Jalen Milroe is playing good. He's got the guys around him. I think the defense is playing good. So I'll take Alabama on the road. Their back's up against the wall, and they've got to win out to get to the playoff, and I think they continue that this week.
The Sooners are playing at home, and statistically, the computers still see this as a top 30 team in a lot of places because of the defense. The problem is that offense. Oklahoma needs kind of a rock fight type of game to win it. And despite the 30-23 final against Missouri 2 weeks ago, which was when Oklahoma played last, it was really that type of game. But you look at the stats, Oklahoma threw for 135 yards, had 3 guys throw passes, and it ran for 122. When I say 3 guys threw passes, only one of them, I think, was a quarterback. That was Jackson Arnold. So in any case, Oklahoma needs to be able to generate some offense. Just hasn't been able to do that against much of anybody lately. Alabama's defense is playing well. Alabama will need to watch the turnovers, and Jalen Milroe is going to have to play a smart game. But I just think too many things point to the Tide here, which is playing their best ball with everything on the line as the season comes to a close. All right, we'll be back to wrap that up Saturday night. We usually start our recap show at 9:30 Central. That is live. Best way to make sure you see that, subscribe to our channel. That is free. Enable your notifications. That'll let you know when we're going live or if we've put up a video that we've recorded. Anyway, we hope you tune in. We cover football, baseball, and basketball here year-round. For Chase Robinson, I'm Chris Lee. You have been watching Southeastern 16, presented by BetOnline.